I'll go ahead and have you on the line while I'm crimping these. I just so happened to find a 7-pin DuPont connector in my stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and use that one. And you missed the part where I stripped the wires. It was kind of cool. And I like this tool, but it doesn't, I don't know, maybe it's not the highest end, most fancy. I either got it on Amazon or I got it on eBay. And it was like 20-ish dollars. It's not bad, but I'm also not a fan of these specific uh, female DuPont jumpers because they're like real flimsy, thin nickel. These other ones that I had decades ago were a little more robust, but I was also using someone else's crimp tool, which they had like 3 of. And there was this one out of the 3 that worked just absolutely perfectly every time. But it didn't ratchet like this one does. Which, it's fine. You could get a feel for exactly how much pressure was needed. Whereas this one, it just ratchets down all the way and then that's it. You're done. Which, that's kind of cool. It just springs open when you're done with it. And that's okay. But like, I feel like the tolerances on this tool specifically are just a little bit, well, it was probably made in China, which I don't have anything wrong with that necessarily. Um, because, I mean, pretty much everything's made in China anyway these days. But you really can't gauge quality of a particular item um, based on any particular, it's a seller that you never see in person. So you can't just up and ask them, hey, what's the quality of this product? Or what are the tolerances on it? You can't just, and it's fine that I'm twisting this because this part's going to be clipped off anyway. On these, you're not necessarily supposed to twist them when you put them in here and crimp them down, because then that could just cause them to slip out of the crimp. When I first got this product, I was, do the fine tests of crimp it and pull it and twist it and bop it. and it had pretty good results. But as I'm sure you've noticed, I take the ends and I press them inwards. And I think that's because this wider part doesn't really, like I said, the tolerances on it are not the best. However, it's after using it, gosh, I must have crimped a couple hundred wires already. And I got the nuances I like down. Like I said, the reason I do... Where'd that one go? Oh well, lost forever. Or at least until I'm barefoot. So what I like to do, I like to take it, flatten the ends out to where they're more or less parallel, and then I crimp just slightly. Then it's got this little release here. I release it, and that gives it something to bite down onto when I stick the wires in here. Because, like, in an ideal world, you just pop it on here, crimp it, and you're done. In fact, that one wasn't really crimped down tight. I wonder if it's going to give me any trouble. Yep. So, can't seem to keep my camera centered. And I also can't seem to keep my work in the shot. That's my bad, guys. But I wonder if I zoomed out a little bit, you'd be able to see what I'm doing. But that's... I also don't like the variances of cameras on this thing. Which, I mean, it works, it's fine. It's just, it has sort of a fisheye perspective. And I don't like that. Wouldn't it just be nice if all cameras were 80 megapixels with autofocus and they follow your hands or whatever you target them on, and in an ideal world. And maybe we're getting there, but you know, like right here where I work is not where the center of the camera is. That's actually more over here. And so that's actually quite to the left of me. But I'll figure out how to set up my workstation eventually to where I don't have all of this stuff right in my face. And I mean, I keep having to look up and see, oh, nope, I'm not even in the shot now. And a lot of the times I work right here. So it's getting used to being right here under the camera. This video is brought to you by mayonnaise. Gosh, if I got sponsored by a mayonnaise company. I personally don't like mayonnaise. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people don't like ketchup. And there's nothing wrong with that either. In fact, I wouldn't say I like ketchup. I mean, it is what it is. I am indifferent about ketchup. I don't like put it on my fries or any of that stuff. But I think it's okay. But okay, so should have done this earlier. To demonstrate with it not rolled over, I could probably just slip it right in there, but then it falls right off. And so in an ideal world, you'd place it on here and it would just stay. Then you'd be able to crimp it down. And nothing about this is very fun right now. And so that's why I like to roll them over just slightly. And then there we go. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color coordinate this. We have red, purple, blue, green, orange, yellow, black. Which I've substituted the black one for the brown one. I'm going to go like this. Oh, I must have missed that one. I guess I could have done this all backwards and then it wouldn't be all braided, but then it wouldn't look all pretty like that. And see, sometimes, and this is why I don't like this particular type of DuPont crimp, is because of how thin and janky they are. It's stamped sheet metal, and so it's like it's really loose in those sockets. And so what'll happen is sometimes they'll roll over in the socket, and I mean, while they still stay in the socket, it's not like it does anything different to how you connect it. It just sometimes it makes it a little bit harder to plug into. And there we go. Yeah, that works. Cool. All right. Be a good werewolf. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Love you guys.